Guys, this Hunter Biden email story just keeps getting better and better and better. And the reason why is because, one, we're getting more information. First, it was about Hunter Biden's ties to Ukraine and Burisma, right? And how he basically was using his daddy's influence to basically get a job and using his daddy's influence to affect politics in Ukraine, right? And now more information came out that Daddy Joe may have been getting kickbacks from business deals that Hunter Biden was doing in China. So it has become very clear that Joe Biden may be in bed with China, Russia, Ukraine, everybody. That he's in bed with everybody. He's selling himself like a prostitute all over the world. That's what the Biden family is doing. It has become very clear that that's what's going on. So the mainstream media, aka CNN, has tried their best to discount and discredit this story by trying to call it Russian disinformation. But before we get in that, my name is Greg Foreman and you're watching A Black Conservative Perspective. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share A Black Conservative Perspective, aka a liberal's worst nightmare. You can also follow me on Twitter at GForemanBCP. Let's get it. All right, guys. So like I said, this Hunter Biden email story is just getting juicier by the day. So watch this clip on CNN from Friday of them trying to smear the Hunter Biden email story as Russian disinformation.
Serious questions tonight about whether the Russians are using Rudy Giuliani to interfere in the U.S. presidential election. CNN senior national security correspondent Alex Marquardt is joining us. Alex, there are fears that what Giuliani is now pushing here in the United States could actually be part of Russia's latest and very massive disinformation campaign in the U.S. presidential election.
Massive indeed, Wolf. We do know that it's a very active Russian campaign. That's according to the U.S. intelligence community, and that Rudy Giuliani already had open contact with a person that the U.S. has called an agent for the Kremlin. Now, we are being told by two people who've been briefed on what the FBI is doing, that they're looking into whether these unverified emails about Hunter Biden that were published earlier this week by the New York Post about his business dealings in Ukraine and China are part of this bigger Russian disinformation effort in the 2020 election.
All right, guys, you hear what they said. They trying to smear this Russian disinformation. That's what they always try to do. They try to use Russia every single time. But they did not expect John Ratcliffe, the director of National Intelligence, to come out here and say that it is not Russian disinformation. Take a look.
John Ratcliffe. Director, it's great to have you this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning, Maria. Good to be with you.
I want to start on the validity of all of this because we have been doing a deep dive into this laptop and these emails, which indicate Hunter Biden was cashing in on his father's position. Adam Schiff, from the chairman of the Intel Committee, is out and about this weekend on Sunday morning shows saying all of this news is just Russian disinformation, and it's not true. You are the director of National Intelligence. You see more intelligence than anybody in the country other than the president of the United States, so you can tell us what's real and what's fake. Is this Russian disinformation, Director?
Let me be clear. The intelligence community doesn't believe that because there's no intelligence that supports that. And we have shared no intelligence with Chairman Schiff or any other member of Congress that Hunter Biden's laptop is part of some Russian disinformation campaign. Hunter Biden's laptop is not part of some Russian disinformation campaign, and I think it's clear that the American people know that.
Guys, don't you just love it when it all comes together? Don't you just love it? The Democrats are trying their best to play down this story. MSNBC is not covering it. CNN is not covering it, and if they do cover it, they say it's Russian disinformation. The articles they're putting out about it have not covered it at all. They're not even giving it a chance. Now, they did the same exact thing with Hillary. John Ratcliffe also came out and said that the proof that Hillary had made up all the Russia information, President Trump working with Russia, that Hillary had made it all up. He also said that that's not Russian disinformation. And remember, the Democrats spent the last 3 to 4 years trying to discredit President Trump's presidency by saying that he was colluding with Russia. Okay? Now, Mr. Ratcliffe, if you remember, he said that the evidence that Hillary made up the Russia collusion story is not Russian disinformation. He specifically said that. The media turned back around and wrote a ton of articles implying that it was Russia disinformation and that the director of national intelligence is purposely spreading Russian disinformation, guys. That's how dishonest the media is, guys. Furthermore, they're trying to act like this story is just completely made up. There's no evidence for it. It's completely made up out of nowhere. Guys, Joe Biden, remember, bragged about withholding or threatening to withhold $1 billion if they did not fire the Ukrainian prosecutor that was looking into Burisma's, which is the company that Hunter Biden worked for, holdings. They were investigating that company, and Joe Biden was like, no, if you don't fire them, I'm going to withhold $1 billion in loans.
I remember going over convincing our team, or others too, convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over for, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
Okay? That's what he said. How is that not a quid pro quo? They tried to impeach Donald Trump over that. And you can obviously see Biden said it on camera, guys. These emails are real, guys. They're trying to say, oh, we don't know if the laptop belonged to Hunter Biden. Well, so you can have photos of somebody smoking meth or crack. Well, so you can get photos of that. Well, so you can get photos of him, getting some noggin from women and doing sexual acts. Well, so you're going to get that from? Because if those photos was on somebody else's laptop, then Hunter Biden is really, really stupid. He is even stupider than I thought he was. This is how dishonest the media is, guys. It is very, very obvious that Joe Biden is a risk to national intelligence, guys. It is very obvious that's what's going on here, and that there is at least some truth to this. If not, it's 100% true, guys. All the evidence is there. Again, guys, the media is not going to cover it, and they are panicking. Joe Biden, anytime he gets a question about it, he's walking off.
And Mr. Biden, what is your response to the New York Post story about your son, sir?
I know you'd ask it. I have no response. It's another smear campaign. Right up your alley. Those are the questions you always ask.
He's not even trying to take questions about it, guys. This scandal is going to get so much more deeper. The amount of information that is coming out of this laptop is going to undermine any chance of a Joe Biden presidency being legit. It's just going to. There's no way with his financial connections that we're figuring out how he's prostituted himself all over the world that this man can be president of the United States. We've seen him do it while he was vice president. Imagine what he's going to do as president. Imagine what he's going to do. This man became a millionaire while he was in office, basically. His net worth has significantly increased from what we know. His net worth on paper, because he can have a much higher net worth than what they're telling us. But his net worth has significantly increased since his time in office. And it has become increasingly clear that this man has been using his influence as vice president to get kickbacks through his son, who's been the frontline dummy negotiating through these pass-through deals to funnel money into the Biden family pockets. This is what's happening, guys. This is what's happening, and the media is trying to cover it up. And it's funny to me how anytime it comes to anything having to do with foreign policy or information that comes out that indicts the Democrats, it's Russia, 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 Russia. The same way they use racism to try to justify left-wing violence. They will find any way to excuse the wrongdoing of the Democrats. So, like President Trump said, guys, stand back and stand by, because it is about to get a lot more interesting with these emails. So, I'm so glad that the intelligence community has dispelled this notion that it is Russia disinformation. And now we can hear the next excuse for them not covering these emails, because, guys, the information that's going to keep coming out is going to get crazy. I just got a feeling. So let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.